Welcome back to U.S. True Crime. If you're fascinated by the darker side of human nature, you're in the right place. Today, we're diving into the chilling story of Tatiana Williams, a woman whose life took a sinister turn after her bank card was found at the scene of a deadly armed robbery.
So all three of them went to go rob the dude.
All right. Where'd they get the guns from?
I'm not sure. I think David D already had his own, and Cleve already had his own.
Okay. Now, what about Antonio?
He didn't have one. Unless they switched.
I mean, we know he had one. So where did he get it from?
He didn't. He ain't have one. Like, the only two people that had one was Cleve and David D. And that's on my baby. My dead baby.
So the other night, when I talked to you, I told you that he was wanted, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And here we are today, over there at that house on Citrus, your mama's house. And he's over there. All right?
I was talking to him like you asked me to, trying to get him to turn himself in, like you asked.
Okay.
And he said that he was going to wait for a lawyer before he turned himself in. That's what he told me.
Okay. But still, you know that he's wanted. You know that we're looking for him. You know that it could go bad if we come and find him in a car. He ends up getting shot. You know that.
Yes, ma'am.
I mean, why didn't you call us?
Because he was just like, I don't know. I really don't know.
I mean, he's putting you in that bad position again with your kids, right?
Yes, ma'am. And I got court today for my kids.
What time do you have court today?
12:30.
At 12:30?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. You might not be making it today. It just depends how long this takes. That's all up to you.
Okay.
How you wanna handle this today.
Yes,
okay?
ma'am.
You know, I expect the truth from you.
Yes, ma'am.
I don't think that we got the truth the other day. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. So let's talk about Tuesday again. All right. And I want you to be completely honest with me, because I understand that we're talking about a murder investigation.
Yes,
okay.
ma'am.
And if you tell me a lie in a murder investigation, you can get charged for it.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And not only that, but you being with him today, and I've got information that you've been with him the whole time. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Right?
Yes.
You can get charged for that too.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. You got 6 kids.
Yes.
You need to worry about yourself.
Yes, ma'am.
You need to worry about your own freedom.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So we're going to be honest. All right. So let's talk about Tuesday. What did you do Tuesday morning when you woke up?
Went to the Social Security Board, where I went to Truman's apartments first to pick up my friend, and then we went to the Social Security Board.
At what time?
Around 8 or 9, maybe.
Okay. And what building did you pick your friend up?
In G building.
And who's your friend?
Celia.
Okay. And how long were you down at Social Security?
About 2 hours.
Who was with you besides Ocelia?
Antonio.
Okay. And after y'all went to Social Security, then where'd you go?
Back to Truman's apartments.
Okay. What apartment were you at?
G.
Where'd y'all park at?
By the street, the first parking lot by the road.
Okay. And when you got back to TA, then what did you do?
Went to check my kids out of school.
Okay. And that was at which school?
S.L. Jones.
All right. So you go back to TA. How long were you there? Before you went and got your kids?
About maybe an hour.
Okay.
Or so.
Did you walk around? Were y'all outside socializing?
Just outside, yes.
Okay. Now, when you were outside, who'd you see outside?
Antonio, David, and Cleveland, whatever, Cleve.
Okay. And what was Lantonio wearing?
I can't remember. Black pants, I think, or red. I can't remember what he had on.
Okay. And what was Cleveland wearing?
Security shirt.
Okay.
And I don't know what color pants he had on.
All right. And what about David D?
I don't know.
Describe the security shirt.
It's black and white, and it got security written on the back of it.
Okay. Now, whenever y'all were out there just socializing, you, David D, Lantonio, and Cleveland,
Yes.
Ocelia was with you?
Yes.
Okay. And where were y'all at specifically?
Sitting by the car.
And your car was parked where?
By the road.
And you guys were by your car or somebody else's car?
By my car.
All right. Now, was that over by G building or a different building?
G building.
Okay. And how long do you think that you guys were out there?
Maybe an hour or so.
Okay. Everybody just kind of talking, hanging out.
Yes, ma'am.
Just cutting up. Anybody else out there come by, stop, chat, anything like that?
No, ma'am. Not that I remember.
Okay. And then at that point, what time do you think it was?
Around, you talking about before I picked the kids up or after?
Yeah, when did you left there after being there about an hour? You went and got your kids. What time do you think that was?
It was around 12 maybe. Because I had to be at work at 2.
Okay. And so you left. Who was in the car with you?
Me and Antonio.
Okay. Did you take your car?
Yes.
All right. And who was driving?
Antonio.
And you were in the passenger seat?
Yes.
Okay. So y'all went and got the kids. Then what'd you do after that?
Went back to Truman Arms.
Did you go straight back or did you stop anywhere?
We went straight back, I believe.
Okay. And which kids did you have with you at that point?
Elijah, Ty, and Heavenly.
Are they all the older ones?
Yes.
Okay. And so you went back to TA. What time do you think you got back there?
Around 12:30, maybe 1.
Okay. And then where'd you go at TA?
Back to Oselia's house.
All right. And who was at Oselia's house?
Nobody but her and her kids.
Okay. What did Antonio do?
He dropped me off at work after we sat out there for a minute, and then
hold on. You sat out at TA for a minute?
Yes.
What'd y'all do at TA?
Nothing, just sitting outside talking.
Sitting outside talking, kind of like before. People come up. Hey, who came up?
Baby D, I believe.
All right, so David D comes up.
Yes, ma'am.
Then who?
Cleve.
Okay. Where's Cleve stay?
I don't know where he stay. He just be in TA sometimes.
You know how he got there?
No, ma'am. He was already out there.
He's already out there?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And so it's you, Ocelia, Cleve, David D, and Lantonia.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Anybody else?
And
the kids. Anybody else?
No.
And at that point, was Cleve still wearing that security shirt?
Yes.
Okay.
What's Cleve's last name?
Golden, something like that. Golden.
How long have you known Cleve?
I haven't known them that long. Probably about 2 years, maybe.
Now, how do you know Cleve?
He used to talk to my cousin.
Which cousin?
Shabrika.
Okay. Now, is he somebody's baby daddy?
Yes.
Whose baby daddy is that?
I don't know the girl, but he got a baby by Lantonio's sister too, but he got another baby by some other girl.
Okay. Is she pregnant or is she?
I believe she's pregnant.
If you saw a picture of her, would you know her?
Yes, probably.
Okay. Do you recognize this person?
Yes.
Who is that?
That's Cleve.
I need you to sign it.
Right there, sign your name.
Definitely.
Put today's date, January 26th.
Thank you.
Okay.
And that's the person that you know is Cleve?
Yes.
And wearing the black security shirt?
All right, so then you guys are out there just kind of hanging out, talking, everybody's socializing, having a good time. What's the conversation that's being had?
Excuse me. Just talking about the kids' checks and stuff, because my best friend was trying to help me get 2 of my kids' checks on. Mm-hmm. So it was really just like me and her talking, and he was talking to Cleve.
Okay. Did Lantonio take your car to go anywhere?
Yes.
Where did he go?
I'm not sure. I just know he dropped me off at work, and he told me he went back to Truman Arms.
All right, so you guys are out there socializing, And then at some point you gotta leave.
Yes.
And you go where?
To work.
Where's work?
Whataburgers.
Which one?
Burgers.
Okay. And you go there at what time?
2.
And
I got dropped off around 1:50.
How'd you get there?
The car. L'Antonio.
Okay, so L'Antonio drove you or you drove him? And then you got switched?
Him. Yeah.
You drove him and then switched?
Yes.
Okay, so he took your car. Anybody else in the car with you?
No, ma'am. Not that I remember.
Okay. And did he say where he was going?
No.
Okay.
He just told me he was going back to CA because my kids was out there too.
Okay. And so how long were you at Whataburger?
To after 4.
Till after 4?
Yes. Around
Okay.
5.
Okay. Are you sure about that?
Yes.
Okay. Remember what I told you about honesty?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And about lying to me during an investigation, a murder investigation?
Yes, ma'am.
You can get charged for that.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Do you think that I didn't go back to Whataburger and get your time clock?
I know you did.
Exactly. Why are you lying to me about that?
I'm not. Because when I left, we went back to TA.
I mean, that doesn't make sense. That's not even explaining why you lied to me about how long you were there.
It was around 2. I clocked in where I tried to clock in. Okay. I tried to clock in at 2. Their computers was down. So I guess since I was being in training, I had to work on the computer first. So after that, I went back to TA.
Okay, just stop. Just stop. Okay? You weren't there until after 4.
No, ma'am.
Okay? I've confirmed that with them. So stop digging a deeper hole for yourself. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
If you come out and you tell me the truth and be straight with me,
Okay.
all right, we have no problems.
Yes, ma'am.
But you start lying to me and going down that road, and there's nothing I can do to help you anymore.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay? This is not worth you losing your freedom.
Yes, ma'am.
And losing your kids, all 6 of them.
Yes, ma'am.
You have to stop worrying about covering for him and his bullshit.
Yes, ma'am.
He's going to prison for the rest of his life. Okay? So whether you want to sit down there with him, that's up to you.
No.
You sit in here and talk this bullshit, you're going to go with him.
I don't.
So you better get right.
Yes, sir.
All right. So you were there for how long at Whataburger? Because I already know the answer.
It's about 30 minutes, maybe.
Okay. And did L'Antonio just stay there in the parking lot?
Yes.
All right. And then you leave Whataburger and you
go back to Trumano's.
Okay. All right. Now, here's where we get real serious.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. From this point on, you tell me everything and we can get through it.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. We can get through it. If you're honest with me, I'm going to be right there helping you.
Yes, ma'am.
But you tell me a lie and tell me some bullshit, and there's nothing I can do for you anymore.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so you went back to TA with L'Antonio. And then what?
They drove off.
Who drove off?
L'Antonio now.
L'Antonio,
Cleveland, and David D.
And what were they going to do?
Rob somebody.
Okay. Now, how do you know that?
He told me.
Who told you?
L'Antonio.
Why is he going to go rob somebody?
I guess because we needed money for the bills so we can move. And he was like, that's his only option to get money for the bills.
Now, why were they going to go over and rob that person?
I'm not sure. I guess because he had a lot of money.
Now, has L'Antonio been hanging out with that boy over there?
Yes.
Okay. Now, who is that?
I don't know his name. I think it's like Stefan something.
Okay. Did he hang out with him that day that you know of?
Not that I remember. No, ma'am. He probably went over there before.
Why do you say that?
Because he used to buy drugs from him. And the boy used to buy stuff from him.
All right. So they were both kind of
Yes.
buying stuff from each other.
Yes, ma'am.
Like you got some,
Yes,
got some.
ma'am.
It's sort of a mutual thing.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So when they left, is Cleve still wearing that security shirt?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And you remember what L'Antonio was wearing?
No, ma'am. I don't.
Okay. And what about David D?
No. He said he had on red pants, I believe. Antonio said he had on red pants.
Now, were they talking about their plan while you were standing there?
No, not at first. They started talking about it like after I came back from Whataburgers.
Mm-hmm. And what were they saying?
And then he was just like, Antonio was just telling David D that he got a leg and asked him did he want to go with him to hit the leg. And Cleve was like, I go too.
Okay.
And so all three of them went to go rob the dude.
All right. Where'd they get the guns from?
I'm not sure. I think David D already had his own and Cleve already had his own.
Okay. Now what about Antonio?
He didn't have one. Unless they switched.
I mean, we know he had one. So
No,
where did he get it from?
He didn't. He ain't have one. Like, the only two people that had one was Cleve and David D, unless they switched. And that's on my baby, my dead baby.
They still don't pick anybody else up?
No, sir, not that I know of. I think it was just them three.
Who was driving the car?
One of his friends, I believe.
One of whose friends?
Antonio friends.
Who?
I'm not sure. He didn't tell me who was driving.
Now, when you saw them get in the car, your car, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And then leave, where was everybody sitting?
David D was in the passenger side.
The front passenger?
Yes.
Okay.
Clay was in the back, and then Antonio was driving at first.
Okay. Now, which side was Cleve on in the back?
The passenger side.
Okay.
In the back.
So he was behind Cleve?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So they left TA. What time do you think that was?
Around 4, maybe.
About 4?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And what time did they come back to TA, or did you end up finding them somewhere else, meeting up with them somewhere else? What happened?
Yes, I ended up meeting up with them.
Okay. How'd that happen?
By my house.
How'd you get there?
My friend.
Which friend?
Charles.
Who?
Charles.
Charles who?
Nixon.
Charles Nixon?
Yeah.
Is that going to be your...
Well, no. I'm sorry. Hold on.
Bradley?
No. He came and picked me up. I didn't meet up with him.
Do what?
He came and picked me up. I didn't meet up with him. I'm thinking about the day before that.
Are you really thinking about the day before that?
Yes,
Or are you
ma'am.
trying to protect Charles Nixon?
No, I'm not. I promise God on everything I love. Face my right hand on God.
I mean, don't lie about something stupid just to keep Charles from getting hauled in there. That's stupid.
I'm not, ma'am. He came and picked me up.
So he came and picked you up at TA from where?
Ocelia House.
Okay, so you're still there with your kids.
Yes.
And Ocelia and her kids.
Yes.
Anybody else come in that could vouch for that?
Her friend, probably.
Who?
I don't know the girl.
Okay.
I just know that Ocelia hang out with her.
Okay. When they come back, what time was it?
Excuse me, around 5.
5?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Did you see them pull back up?
Yes.
So you were kind of outside still.
Yes,
Everybody was
was
still
yes.
doing their thing. And when they pull up, they're in the Taurus.
Yes.
And who's driving?
Antonio. The only one who got out. I mean, the only person I didn't see was David Washington.
Okay. So it's Lantonio.
Yes.
Where was Cleve?
He was still in the car.
What part of the car?
The back seat, I believe.
Okay. Who was in the front seat?
Nobody.
Nobody?
No, ma'am.
Okay. And then what did they say when they came back?
He threw me some money.
Who threw you?
Lantonio.
Okay.
Lantonio threw me some money. And I was like, what happened to David? He was like, he got shot. And I was like, who shot him? And he was like, the white dude. And so after that, I asked Ocelia to ride with me to go pick up my little girl from school. Well, from daycare.
Okay. So, how much money did he throw you?
Nothing but probably about $25.
Okay. And then, I mean, did they say anything? How were they acting? Did
nervous.
I mean, were they nervous? Were they upset at all?
They was nervous. They was nervous and upset. And Antonio was just like, my cousin just got killed. And I was like, how you know he did? And he was like, he tried to put him in the car to help him. But I guess they couldn't fit him in the car, so they left.
I mean, did they think about maybe trying to call 911 or?
Yes. From what I heard, they thought about calling 911.
They thought about it?
Yes.
They didn't do it?
No.
Okay. So you left with Ocelia.
Yes, ma'am.
And what kind of car did you leave in?
No, me and Ocelia didn't leave. We stayed in NTA.
You had to go pick up your kid.
Yeah, that was my car. That's what part you talking about?
I'm talking about after they come back and tell you that David's
my
dead.
Car. I left in my car.
All right. Who was driving?
I was.
And who was with you?
Ocelia and her kids, and I think one of mine, maybe.
Okay, and where did they go?
Who?
Antonio and Cleve.
They stayed out there.
They just stayed out there?
Yes.
Was Cleve still wearing that shirt?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So you go get the kids. How long you think you're gone?
About maybe from like after 5 to like 5:45 maybe.
Okay.
Because I had to stop at Walmart to pick up some money that my baby daddy was sending me to pay on my probation. And then that's when we left Walmart and went to Knowledge and Funds.
Went where?
Knowledge and Fun, the daycare on Fairfield.
Where is it?
It's on Fairfield.
Knowledge and what?
Fun.
Knowledge and Fun.
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
After you went to Walmart, where else did you stop at?
That's it. The daycare was the last
you
place.
left daycare, where'd y'all go?
To Truman Arms. Back to Truman Arms.
So you get to Truman Arms. And where'd you go at Truman Arms?
We left. After we left Truman Arms, he was scared to go back to the house. So we went to my cousin's house.
Where's that?
To Mandalay Drive, that address. I think that's the address.
Now, who's your cousin?
Charisse Risby.
Charisse?
Yes.
And what's the last name?
Risby.
R-I-S?
SCHAREESE. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And what's the last name?
Risby. She got married, but I don't know her husband last name.
Okay. So you come back from the daycare.
Yes, ma'am.
And how long were you at TA?
Probably not long. Maybe 30 minutes at the most. 30 minutes.
Okay. And so then you went
and left. And that's when we went to my cousin's house.
And that's who's we?
Me and Antonio and the kids.
Okay. Did y'all stop anywhere?
No, ma'am.
Are you sure you didn't stop anywhere?
No, not that I remember.
Okay.
I think we went and got something to eat.
Okay. Where'd you go get something to eat?
Little Caesars.
Okay. And at that point, who was driving?
I was.
You were driving?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And when you went to Little Caesars, did you go through the drive-thru?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And what'd you get?
2 pieces.
Did you call ahead and order them, or did you just drive and get?
I just drove and got
A
them.
little buy now.
Yes.
All right. How'd you pay for those?
A card.
Okay. Whose card was it?
I'm not sure. It was a card he gave me and told me to pay for the pizza.
Okay.
So,
Antonio gave it to you?
yes.
And you didn't ask any questions? Is that normal for you to do that?
No, ma'am, it's not. I just didn't want to argue with him because every time I ask questions about where he gets stuff from, he get into an argument with me.
I mean, you know, right there, he's putting you in a bad spot.
Yes, ma'am.
Giving you a card like that.
Yes,
making
ma'am.
you do it.
Yes, ma'am.
That's kind of fucked up. I mean, look what he's got you into.
Yes, ma'am.
So after that, what'd you do?
Went to my cousin's house.
And how long were you there?
Maybe 2 hours at the most. An hour, 2 hours.
Okay. So that puts you
Around
maybe
7 or 8, maybe.
Okay. And then where'd you go?
Home.
All right. So when you guys got home, how long were you there before the police started showing up?
Not long. Probably about 30 minutes.
Okay. Now when you guys get home from Mandalay, who was driving?
I think I was. I believe I was.
All right. And when you got home, you guys parked what?
Yes, ma'am. We parked.
How'd you park?
I think we pulled in. Just pulled straight ahead.
Straight ahead?
Yes, ma'am. I don't remember if we backed up or not.
Do you normally back up?
Sometimes, not many times, just sometimes.
Yeah, because it's kind of a pain in the ass to back that thing up into that driveway and the carport the way that it is.
Yes, ma'am.
So it's probably not something you do very often.
Yes, ma'am.
So did you do it that night?
I can't remember if we backed up in or not. Hold on. Yes, I can't remember. I don't remember if we backed in or not.
Do you remember him telling you anything like that to back it up?
Yes.
He did tell you that?
Yes.
Okay. So you backed it up or he did?
I believe I did.
Okay.
I don't even remember if we even backed up or not. But if we did, I think I'm the one that backed it up.
Well, you said he told you. I mean, he either did or he didn't. I'm not trying to put words in your mouth.
Yes, ma'am, I know.
So, we don't know or we do know?
I don't know. I can't remember.
Okay. From that point, then what happened?
The police went to flashing the lights through the house, and he was like, I gotta get y'all to a safe place. And so we hopped in the car and we left, and then the police hit his lights. After we pulled out the driveway, we got like a block of the road, and then the police hit his lights, and he took him on the high-speed chase back to the house. Then he didn't throw the car in park, so the car ended up wrecking into the shed.
What was he saying?
So
What did he say when the police got behind him?
he was like, what you want me to do? I was like, well, just stop. And he was like, well, I need to get y'all to a safe place. So he put the police on the high-speed chase back to the house.
And I mean, at that point, when the police show up,
Yes, ma'am.
and he's freaking out, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And you know why he's freaking out.
Yes, ma'am. Because he had told me. Yes, ma'am. So he was like, I don't want to be here. He was like, I'm not trying to get y'all in trouble. So he was like, I need to get y'all to a safe place. And so that's how we ended up leaving.
Okay. So I know that he told you about what happened in that house.
Yes, ma'am.
So let's talk about that a little bit more.
Okay.
Let's go into detail with that. He says that they went over there, obviously.
Yes, ma'am.
To get y'all some money to pay your bills.
Yes, ma'am. Because we were trying to move.
Mm-hmm. So, I mean, he's trying to do the right thing. He's trying to help you guys out so that you guys don't get put out.
One. Yeah, because I was the only one working at the time. Yes.
No, I mean, he's trying to do something.
Yes, ma'am.
So, when they get over there, I mean, what the fuck happened?
I have no idea. All he told me was he went in, I guess it was his lick or whatever, however you want to call it.
You mean Lantonio's?
Yes.
Okay.
And he went in, and both of them had the gun. Cleve and David D had the gun. I guess he told me David D started busting back at the white man, but I guess by that time he was already shot.
Okay. So what you're saying is that the white guy's the one that started shooting first?
From what he's telling me.
And then David E. started shooting back?
Yes.
Okay. Because, we're hearing all this stuff out there, and we're hearing bits and pieces.
Yes, ma'am.
And one of the things that we're trying to figure out here is some stuff that people are saying is that Lantonio actually kind of helped out somehow. What are you saying?
Like, you saying that Lantonio actually helped him?
Well, I mean, obviously he didn't save his life because
yes, ma'am.
David D's dead now.
Yes, ma'am.
But did he do something to try to help him out? Kind of?
No. Not that I know of.
You didn't hear about anything, pushing him out of the way or anything?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. Who else was with him?
Just them.
We have video?
Yes.
From the scene?
From what scene?
From the scene of the murder. We've got video.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
And we know that it wasn't just 3 people there.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. We know that for a fact.
We know that you were driving the car, right? You went over there with them?
I didn't go with them, but I was driving.
Yeah. You drove around the block while they were going to hit the lick?
Yes.
Okay.
And I parked the car.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I mean, we know it wasn't supposed to go down like that.
Yes, ma'am. And that's what I told him.
We know that. But I mean, what were you thinking?
I don't know. I was just like trying to just make sure my kids was great. But I told him I didn't want to have nothing to do with it. He was just like, would just drive me. So I drove him, and he was like, is you going to park? And I was like, no. And I drove, and I went to the store.
Which store did you go to?
Happy 7.
How long do you think you were there?
Maybe 10 minutes at the most.
Okay. Now, how'd you end up? What route did you take? Tell me exactly what route you took.
Down.
Just from the time that you guys show up there and get them out of the car till the time you pick them up.
I took down Lillian Highway. I turned around.
Which way did you go on Lillian Highway?
Left. I went left.
Okay.
Because Happy 7 is on the left-hand side.
Well, hang on. Let's start from when you guys actually show up there.
Yes.
All right, from TA.
Uh-huh.
That's where you came from, right?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so you guys leave out of TA. And you're driving from TA? Or did you guys stop anywhere?
I'm driving.
All right. And so now we got to kind of rearrange people in the car.
Yes.
Because what you told me earlier wasn't true.
Yes. I was driving. David D was on the passenger side. Cleve was on the back side of the passenger, and Lantonio was on the other side.
Wait a second. Lantonio was where?
On the behind me.
Lantonio was behind you.
Yes.
And then David D was in the front seat.
Yes.
And then Cleve was sitting next to Lantonio.
Yes.
All right. So you guys didn't stop anywhere after leaving TA?
No, ma'am. Not that I remember.
Okay. and you guys just drove straight there.
Yes.
And when you pulled up, which direction were you coming from? Were you coming from like the circle, or did you go past the Happy Seven?
I believe I came from like the circle.
Okay. And did you guys turn on 48th, or did you go a different street, or?
Turned on 48.
Okay. And then where'd you go?
After I dropped them off, that's when I went to Happy Seven.
Where'd you drop them off at?
A block away.
Okay. Was there like a side street or something?
Yes, it was a side street.
Okay. And how'd you get out of that street?
I turned around. I did like a U-turn and turned around and came back out and bypassed the house and turned left and went to the store.
Okay. So you think you were up at that store for?
Probably about 10 minutes.
All right. And then when you left the store, how'd you get back?
How'd you know to go back to the house? Did he call you, or did?
Yes, he called me.
And said,
Yes.
"Come get us."
Yes.
All right. To that number that I've been talking to you on,
That's my number.
he called you on that?
Yes.
All right. Now, what number was he using?
A phone. I don't know the number by heart.
Was it a phone that he already had?
Yes.
Okay.
It was a phone he already had.
All right. So what you told me the other night about him not having a phone, that's not true.
No, man.
Okay. All right. What kind of phone was it?
It was a LG silver.
A silver LG?
Yes, I believe it was an LG.
Okay. What's the passcode on it?
It's like a. Can I?
Is it a swipe?
No. Right. It's like 1, 2, 3. Like it. So it's almost like.
So it goes to.
Yeah, it's almost like a diamond with a 4.
Okay. All right. Did he have any other phones?
No. David D had his phone.
What ended up happening with David D's phone?
He left it in my car.
What kind of phone was it?
I'm not sure. I didn't look at his phone. I just know he was listening to music on it.
Okay.
What'd they get from Stefan at that house?
They had got some money, well, not even much money, probably about $25, $30. Some money and some weed.
Some weed.
Yes.
Okay, when he got shot and they were trying to load him in your car, what did they pull off him?
I'm sorry?
When he got shot and he fell in the middle of the street and you pulled back up in the car.
Uh-huh.
And then Pooh and Cleve were trying to load him up in the car.
Yes.
What did they take off of him? His gun?
Nothing that I seen.
They didn't take his gun?
Oh, yeah, they probably did. If he ain't have it on him. I'm not sure. I ain't see what they took off of him.
Who got the dope?
Oh, I'm not sure. Probably Cleve. Because Lantonio ain't have it. I ain't even know they had though. That's something new to me.
All right. So now we got to go back and talk about where you guys went after.
Yes, ma'am.
Since you weren't at TA, like you said. All right. So you guys leave there.
Yes,
Obviously, probably everybody's freaking the fuck out in the car.
Yes.
And then what? Where'd y'all go?
Back to TA.
Okay. And where'd you go at TA?
Back to our city house.
Okay. And did everybody go inside Oselia's house, or were y'all outside?
I was outside talking to Ocelia, and they went downstairs from her house inside of that apartment.
What apartment?
I don't know the apartment number. It's just downstairs, like exactly downstairs from Ocelia house.
Still in the G building, right?
Yes, it's there in the G building.
Do you know who stays in there?
The girl named, what's her name? I don't know her, but I seen her.
Would you recognize her?
Yes.
Do you recognize this person?
Yeah, that's her.
Okay. You just sign that for me.
Do it matter what to sign it?
Nope, just anywhere.
Okay.
All right, so when you say they went to her apartment, who are you talking about?
All of them. Cleve and Lantonio.
Okay. Now, had anybody changed clothes or anything?
Lantonio changed.
What did he change into?
I'm not sure. I just know he had took some clothes out the trunk.
What about Cleve?
I didn't see him no more after that. So I don't know if he changed or not.
Okay.
I just know that I think he left his shirt in my car, and I don't know if he had on what he had on underneath that shirt.
All right, what shirt?
That security shirt.
Where did he leave it in your car?
I believe in the back seat, maybe.
Okay.
I didn't see him take it off. He said that he left his shirt in my car.
When did he say that?
2 days ago, I believe.
Now, when you say he said that, who was that?
Cleve.
Cleve told you that?
Yes.
So you've seen Cleve since then?
No, I didn't see him on the phone.
He talked to you on the phone?
Yes.
Okay. Where is your phone anyway?
At my mama's house.
At your mama's house. How did you talk to Cleve? Did he call you?
He called me. Mm-hmm.
What's the number that he uses?
He called on Facebook. He didn't.
Oh, like a Facebook thing. Is it that, let's see here.
You know where Cleve's at now?
No, sir, I don't.
Who's his girlfriend?
I don't know. I just know his baby mama. That's it.
What's her name?
His baby mama, Crystal.
Crystal.
Yes, that's
When?
Lantonio's sister.
But he's not, is he with her anymore, Crystal?
No,
Yeah.
he talked to somebody else.
Is this the one that was calling you on
Yes, that's
Facebook?
him.
Okay.
You know where Crystal's at?
No, sir, I don't. I just know she stays somewhere towards the ECUA place. But I never been to her house.
That's your mama's house that y'all were staying at?
Yes, I wasn't staying there. I was waiting on my next door neighbor to move me. Because I was finna move to this trailer park that I used to stay in because the bank finna buy my house.
How long y'all been staying over there at your mama's?
I just stayed tonight. That's it.
Stayed last night?
Yes.
Was Antonio there with you?
Yes.
Was your mama there too?
Yes. And her husband.
Her mama?
Her husband.
What's your mama's name?
Donna Williams.
Donna Williams?
Yes, sir.
What's her husband's name?
Jesse Fountain.
They know that Antonio was there?
Yes.
They let him stay?
Yes.
I can't get this to work. Hang on, I'm gonna come back in just a second.
Okay.
I'll show you something. All right, Tatiana. Now, this is who you identified as Cleve.
Yes.
Okay. And let's just talk about him again for just a second.
Okay.
This is who was wearing what now?
The security shirt.
Okay. And was he with you before and after you dropped them off at that house?
Yes.
Okay. All right. And did you see Cleve with a gun?
Yes.
Okay. And then Cleve was one of the ones that you picked up. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. Let me show you this. Do you recognize this person at all?
No, ma'am.
Okay. You don't recognize that
No.
person. Right. And then this right here, who is this?
Antonio.
Okay. You just sign that right there. And this person is who to you?
My baby did. Thank you.
Okay. Was Lantonio with you when you left Truman Arms and went over to that house?
Yes.
Okay. And did you drop Lantonio off?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you see him go to that house?
I drove off, yes.
Okay. And did you pick Lantonio up from that
Yes.
house?
Well, not from the house, but down the road.
Okay. And what was Lantonio doing when you picked him up?
Nothing. He was just nervous, and he was like, they just kept my cousin, and he was just like, he started crying.
Okay. And when you pulled up to pick Lantonio and Cleve up, what were they doing?
Trying to help him get in the car, trying to help David get in the car.
Okay.
Whose idea was it to do the robbery?
Yes.
Whose?
Lantonio's.
Antonio's
Yes.
idea to do the robbery.
Yes.
Okay. And what was the robbery for?
Just more money.
More money for
Yes.
what?
So we can move.
So you and Antonio can move into a new place.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. Anything else you need to think of? Can you take your arms
Yeah,
out?
I'm sorry. I'm
It's all right.
sick. My throat hurts.
Okay. Can you raise your right hand for me? Do you swear everything that you told me today is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes,
to help
ma'am.
you God?
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
Hey, one more thing.
Yes,
You
sir.
said that Crystal lives over by ECUA. Which ECUA are you talking about?
The one off of, it's the water company and everything. It's like off in the cut. It's like right there by it's right there by Pan Air Bank. Well, not the bank, but
Are you talking way up? Way
What
up
part of
north
town?
town?
way
North side town?
up like
9 Mile Road area?
yeah, like you almost finna go towards 9 Mile. Like you gotta bypass West Florida.
You're talking about Davis?
Yes.
Davis Highway?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so Crystal lives up there somewhere?
Yes.
Okay.
Like somewhere in Ansley.
Okay.
Because one day when we was going to pay the water company, she asked us to pick her up, but she ain't had no gas money, so.
And that's where Crystal lives?
Yes, ma'am.
All
Okay.
right.
All right, Tatiana. Sorry to keep you waiting. What I'd like to do today, and let me explain it to you. This right here, it's a DNA kit, and I'd like to get your DNA sample so that we can, try to figure out what everything is inside of the car. We know it's your car. We know your DNA is going to be in your car.
Yes, ma'am.
It just helps us to say this is Tatiana or this is, Lantonio. So I'd like to get that. It just takes a second. It's a swab on the inside of your cheek.
Okay.
But in order to get it, I have to read you all of this, and you're going to have to sign it.
Okay. Do you know how much longer it'll be after this?
Not too much longer.
Cause my back hurts so bad.
Your back hurts?
Yeah,
Do you want to sit in that chair?
It's like my
Oh, your throat?
yeah.
Oh, okay.
My back.
Okay. All right. This says that you do not have to consent to a search of yourself or your property. If you do consent to a search, any evidence observed or obtained by such search could be used against you in a court of law. If you refuse to consent to a search, your refusal cannot be used against you. Unless you consent to a search, we cannot search you or your property without probable cause, except upon the authority of a search warrant issued by a judge or a proper court authorizing the search. A search warrant will not be issued except upon an affidavit setting forth the facts which constitute legally sufficient probable cause for the issuance of the search warrant.
Yes, ma'am.
You have the right to talk to a lawyer for advice before consenting to a search. If you cannot afford a lawyer, one may be appointed to advise you. This right here says that I've read the statement of my rights shown above and I understand what my rights are. I do not wish to talk to a lawyer for advice. I understand and know what I'm doing. No promises or threats have been made to me and no pressure of any kind has been used against me. And this right here is going to say that I consent to a search of my DNA swabs.
Okay.
Or sample. And if you don't have any questions, we go to sign right there. Here.
Will I get the call back today?
I don't know if it's done yet. Spell your first name for me?
Tatiana.
Okay, and I know you got 2 middle names, is that right?
Yes.
What's the first one?
Moniqua.
How do you spell it?
Moniqua. And Chanel.
How's that spelled?
Shanpell.
And it's Williams?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. What's your birthday?
05-2991.
All right. You want to sit in this chair? It's a little more comfortable. You know. All right, Tatiana, do me a favor. Put your hands out of there, okay? Come slide up here to this table. Vivian. All right.
I do. Stand up for me. You gonna take that other hand out of your
Let's see.
hands on your back. Right, this one too. Your tiny little wrist.
Yes.
Alright, stay on one. Just don't do anything stupid, alright?
I'm not. I like my freedom.
Come on.
After investigating everyone Williams named, police concluded that only Williams, Quinn, Golden, and Washington were involved in the robbery. Under Florida law, If a robbery involves multiple perpetrators and one of them is killed by the victim during the crime, it is considered second-degree murder. All surviving participants can be charged under this statute. Tatiana Williams was convicted of second-degree murder and received a 25-year prison sentence.